Hi guys, today we are going to be discussing about the interaction of Java, how to write the programs in the Java. So first I have told you the JVM, we having the JVM, where in the JVM what the JVM will do means Java virtual machine. So how the execution flow will be happen in the JVM. So it will create, the Java will create a separate memory in the in your computer memory, where it is going to be storing all your Java related code in this space. So how the code is going to be executed, what is the execution flow in the JVM flow. So here the first thing is the Java code. So whatever the code we will write, so we will write the Java code. So we will, how we are going to be writing the Java code, we are going to be a public class name, and next in the open braces, then we having the main method. In this main method, we are going to be giving the set of instructions or set of statements. I can say that some statements we are going to be writing. After that one we are closing, and afterwards we are going to be closing the main function. So here we are going to be writing a Java program. Once the Java program is written, then we have to compile that program. Compilation. So in the compilation, what it will do means, when we compile the code, what it is going to be doing means, whatever the Java code we having, that code is going to be compiled by the compiler, and it is going to be generating a dot class file. So what it will do means, this dot class file is uh, going to be compiled by the Java code. So Java code is going to be converted it into the bytecode. Whatever the Java code we have written. In simple words, I can say that I am writing the program in a high level language. High level language. So high level language is going to be converted into the binary language. So the compiler duty is to compile the instruction to the high level language, and it will once it was compiled from the high level language to the machine level language, then it will create a dot class file. So this dot class file is going to be understandable by all the compilers. So once this dot class file has been uh, created, then we are going to be loading this dot class file. So this class file is loaded by the loaded file by the JVM. Loaded, then the bytecode is going to be executed. So we are going to be executing our bytecode. So what here, this bytecode is going to be executed by the interpreter. Interpreter. So whatever the bytecode is there, that interpreter is nothing but a just-in-time compiler. So just-in-time compiler run the application, and it will generate the negative code. Uh, in a simple words, how it is going to be run means, basically it will create a heap memory, and heap memory. In the heap memory, it is going to be storing the temporary data, and once it was stored in the temporary data, uh, whatever the data, if we don't want, that data is going to be cleared by the garbage collector. So the what is the main JVM duty here is, the JVM is responsible for loading, verifying, and executing our bytecode. The main purpose of JVM is loading, verifying, and executing Java bytecode. Once it was executed, that bytecode, uh, this work it will be do. Another work what it is will do, it is a platform independent that allows the Java program to run on any operating system. So it can be run in the Windows environment, it can be run in the Ubuntu environment, it can be run in the uh, any environment. So independent. And next thing, it manage the its memory. So how it is going to managing the memory? It will create a separate space in the memory, and it will store all the information in that memory. And if the whatever the variables I'm not going to be used, that is going to be cleared by garbage collector. So it is going to be cleared by the garbage collector. Garbage collector. So JVM is not limited for the Java programming. It is going to be supported many other programming also by the compiler and the bytecode. So that is the main advantages of JVM. So coming to starting of first program. So whatever the source code I am having. So I have told you we have to install the Eclipse. So I have installed the Eclipse here. I have created one project in my Eclipse. So it is opening. I have created one project in my Eclipse. So I have to, what I have to do, I have to write a program in my Eclipse environment. So it is opening. It is taking some time to open it. So first we will see what are the topics we are going to cover in this training for the Java purposes. So what is, I have told you the introduction of Java. First we will start with writing the Java program, concepts of class files, data types, strings, if conditions. So this is the basic topics which we are going to be covering. So basic programming language. So every in the C we having the conditional operators, and we having the uh, looping statements, we having the arrays in the C, also C++ also we having, in the Python also we having, we every programming having these basic concepts. So we are going to be covering the basic concepts, what is variable, what is local variable, what are the static variables, what are the non-statical variables, how to create a object, how to use that object while creating, how to call that object, what is the constructors, what is the objects. We will discuss about that thing. And the hoops concepts, in hoops concept we are going to be discussing about the inheritance, interfaces, polymorphism, encapsulation we are going to be discussing about that things. So first thing we will discuss about the first concept is classes. We will discuss about the class. What is class? So class is nothing but in Java it is defined as a template or a blueprint which describe the state and behavior of the object. So in general terms I can say that class is nothing but our house. So for every person need a shelter. So class is nothing but a shelter for, I can say that class is like a house which we are going to live in that house. So suppose if I'm not having house, what are the problems I'm going to face? If any rain is there, I have to wet in the rain. If I'm having a lot of heat, I have to dry in the rain. So we are going to be facing lot of problems by if we don't have the shelter. So similarly here also, whenever you want to create a program, so the program needs some shelter. So that shelter is going to be called as a class. So that's why uh, I'm going to be creating a class which I'm going to stay, or I'm going to write my program in that particular class. So here having a class. So generally as per definition, so if I want to build my house, I am not going to build my total house in a one shot. So what I will do, I will take a blueprint of my house and I will start constructing. So here also we are going to be constructing a class and we are going to be storing it. So I will open here. So here I have created a workspace called as a online training. I am launching this one. So I have launched this one. So I have created one project called as a online free online training. I have created. So once I have created, you can see it already. We have in JRE system libraries. So if I want to play a cricket, I need my all my cricket kit. So all my cricket kit, all my players are going to be available in this JRE Java runtime environment. So I'm having a Java runtime environment where every predefined, or if you buy a cricket kit, in that cricket kit you having a bat, ball, wickets, everything you having. Similarly here also, when you install the Java, so everything is predefined here. So all the libraries we are available here. So coming to the source, so source is nothing but a space where I can create my application. So here I want to create a class. So I can create a class. Before creating a class, we can see we having a package. So what is mean by package? Package is nothing but if I want to construct my house, I can construct in a particular village. So in a particular village, I'm having n number of houses. Na? So class is nothing but a house. I can say that class is nothing but a house, or you in a general terms village, I'm saying that in a street. So this is one street. In street, I'm having a number of houses. So here class is nothing but I'm having a houses here. So I want to create a house. So I'm not creating package now. Just I will create it directly a class. Hello class I'm going to be creating. So just for every house, what I need a main door. If I want to construct a house, I need a main door. So when I am having a main door, then only I can enter into that house. So without main door, we can't able to enter into that house. So there is a, if we having a house means, uh, what main door will say us, so to enter and exit from this house. So to enter and exit from this house. So similarly, every Java program will having a main method to know where we have start, where we have ended. See here, by defaultly, I'm having one package. If you see here, by defaultly, it has created one package. If you don't, uh, deleting this one. So here by defaultly, it has created a package. So in the street only, you have to create a class. Means you have to create a house in the street. So here I have created a class. So my class name is hello. If you see, my class name and the file name is same. So class is used to create the object. So we will see what is object later. First we will see a class is declared by the keywords. So what is keywords? So here we are going to using a first term as a keywords. Keywords is nothing but which is here in general terms I can show you. Here it is showing in the red color. So these all are called as a keywords. So this public is a keyword, class is a keyword, static is a keyword, void is a keyword. So keywords is nothing but, for example, you having a name and surname. So surname is a key word. I can say that surname is a keyword which is going to be used throughout your family. So you can't put as your surname same as your name. So similarly here also, whatever the surname we have, that surname is going to be a constant. It can't able to use for other purposes. We are not going to be using that one for the other purposes. Okay. So that is nothing but the keywords. identifiers. So identifiers is nothing but when we are declaring any variable, we are going to be seeing the identifiers. So here I will discuss this one later. So first we will uh, see what is class. So class is nothing but here I am saying that class is a blueprint uh, of uh, or a template that describing the state and behavior. So in a class, generally what we having in a class, in our generally if we taken as a house here, so in house what we are going to having, if I'm having the rooms, I can say that I'm having the rooms, I'm having the furniture. So here the furnitures I'm going to be called as a variables here. So variables also in my home, I'm having a variables of different types of variables. Basically, if I'm saying talking about the furniture, I'm having glass type of furniture, wood type of furniture, glass type of furniture, wood type of furniture. I'm having some plastic type of furniture. I'm having some plastic chairs. I'm having some steel items. I'm having in my kitchen. So we having different types of furniture. So coming to Java also, we having different types of variables. So basically we are going to be defining it as a primitive, non-primitive data types. So in primitive also, we having primitive, non-primitive we having. Non-primitive we having. So in primitive data types we having like we having float, we having integer type, we having mm, a double type, we having uh, int type, double type, we having character type, we having lot of things, but I'm going to be concentrating on only some types which we can see it here. So we having different data types. So we having integer types, and coming to the non-primitives, we having string types, array types, we having string and array types we having. So here variables are nothing but which is going to be uh, used to store the data. So suppose if I have taken the chair, so in chair I'm going to be sitting, so which I'm going to be using. If I have taken as a almara where I'm storing all my dresses, so here also whenever we are creating the variables, we are going to be storing the information in that uh, variable. So every variable is having the identifier. So every variable is going to having some identifier. So identifiers is nothing but I'm saying that plastic is chair. So chair is one identifier. Um, uh, and almara is there. So almara is one type of identifier. So which is what type of identifier it is? It is a plastic type of identifier. So every Java module which is going to be start with the class. So here it is going to be start with the class. So coming to the first we will discuss about the primitive data types. So primitive data types. So primitive data types. So primitive data types are mostly used to uh, store the values and not the objects. So basically we having 8 types here, but mostly I'm going to cover uh, One is the byte type, which size is 8 bits. So what is bits and what is byte? 8 bits means 1 byte. 1 byte. So how the bit is going to be converted? Suppose every character is going to be represented with the ASCII key value. Suppose for A, we having the ASCII value as 65. So what this 65 is going to be done means, I will open a new one. So ASCII value 65 is there. So if I want to store this value, how the data is going to be stored in the memory? It is going to be um, 2 3s the 2 2s the 1 remainder is left. Again, it is going to be divided by 2 1s the 2 6 the. So remainder 0 is going to be happen. LCM in generally we learn in the max. So 8 the. So remainder is 0, and now it is 4 and 0. Again we are going to be done by 2 0. Again we will divide 1 0. So here how the data is going to be represented: 1 0 0 0 0 0 1. So how many? This one, this is 1 byte. So sorry, 1 bit. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So afterwards I will put a 0 here. So this 8 bits is going to be called as a 1 byte. So it is why it is converting into this form. First thing, so computer will understanding only the binary languages. So whatever the value I am giving, that value is going to be converted by the JVM into the binary languages. So binary languages, if I have, if I'm going to be converted, it will be a lengthy. So it, what it is doing, it is converting into the form of bytes, so that it is easy to maintain it. So which is going to be stored the byte is going to be stored the integer value in the range 1 minus 129 to plus 129. So we are least bothered about that things. Next is short. So it is going to be storing. Next short. So it is 16 bits, I can say that, means 2 bytes, which is going to storing the integer type of range. It is going to be storing. Next, which is mostly we are going to be integer type 32 bits. 32 bits means 4. It is going to be storing the numerical values, like numerical values 1 2 3 4 only. It is going to be storing. If I want to put a decimal, it will not allow us. So it is not going to be storing any decimal point. It is going to be storing only the numerical value. Then we having the log. So it is a long value which is going to be storing 64 bits here, long value, which is going to storing the decimal points also, numerical one. One it is going to be storing. So double we having. So we are going to be using double also, 64 bits, which is going to be storing with decimal points also. So in the programming we will see character is going to be storing a single characters, which is consisting of 16 bit, means single characters. Like a, it can be stored, it can't able to store a and b. It is going to be store only single character a or b, anything it is going to be store. Boolean. So we having the boolean. So boolean is nothing but which is going to be storing the true or false value, or true or false value it is going to be storing. So coming to the non-primitive data types, so non-primitive data types basically So basically we having string. So string is a collection of characters. Characters. Here we have a char. So what is the main difference between the char and string means? String is a collection of characters. Suppose if I want to write my name, I can write a name. If I want to write Sarita is an online trainer, I can write the sentences also. So you can write a sentence. You can store, I can say that I can store a group of sentence or a group of characters in the string. If I have using a string, I'm going to storing all the characters. So next one is array. So array is nothing but a collection of elements, a collection of similar elements. I can say that collection of similar elements. Similar elements means if I declare array as an integer type means I'm going to be storing all the integer elements like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to be storing. I can store based on the size. So suppose if I declare array of 5 means I am going to be storing the 5 elements in this particular array. And as a string means I am going to be storing as a only string elements. I can't able to store in a array in a single array both the types. So that is the drawback. That drawback has overcome by the collection classes. Next one is a classes. So classes is nothing but a user defined that represented the object and the attributes and its behavior. So I have told you class is nothing but it is a blueprint which tell the state and behavior of the particular class. And next one we have in the interface. This interfaces which refer the type used to specify what method should be implemented. So here in the interface, what method we have to implement and um, what type of reference we are going to be using. So it is we are going to using the abstract reference or we can using the normal reference we are going to be defining here. So we can discuss other types coming to the primitive and the non-primitive. Object is a, I can say that object is a non-primitive data type and method is a primitive data types. What is method, what is object, we will see later. First we will go through with single one. So while saving the program, class name and the file name must be the same. So if you observe here, this is the file name, this is the class name. So class name and the file name is always same. Okay. While saving the class, file name must be the same as spaces is not allowed in the class. So when you are creating any class, I want to create another class here. I have to start the class name with the alphabetical only. If I want to start the class name with 2, it is not allowing. If I want to start the uh, if I want to start my class name hello uh, 2 uh, at the rate 1 3 I want to start it. So it will not allow us. Only whenever you are going to be creating the class, what is the rule for creating the class? First rule, it should start with alphabetical only. Alphabetical only, it should be start or character. I can say that it should be start with a character. Basically, in real time, we will use for giving a class, we will use capital letter. If you're giving the small letter also, it will accept. But as per the standard, if you give the class name, means it will be good. And next thing, it should not allow it should not allow any special characters. We should avoid, I can say that we should avoid special characters. What we what it has to do, it should not accept special characters, special characters, space. It should not allowing us a space. It always starts with the character letter. So these basic things you need. Suppose if I want to hello hyphen is going to be accepted, hyphen one like this, it is going to be allowing us. So I can create a class by using the hyphen. So here I have created a class without hyphen. I have created a class with hyphen. Spaces is not allowing us. If I want to give hello one, it will not allow us. If we having more than one class is declared inside a class, so that class will be becoming the parent class, and if we having the another class, that class is um, going to be called as a child class. So which can be accessed with access specific. Every class is going to having a keyword called as a public. So what is this public? So we are going to be calling this one as a access specifiers. So we having different types of access specifiers in Java. So uh, public, protected, protected. We having. So what is first we will see one by one. We are going to be calling it as the access specifiers or access modifiers, or the keywords that determine the visibility of my class. So public, if I declare as a public means public is nothing but it can be visible by the everyone. So visibility or accessibility of that class, particular class. If I declare as a public means it can be globally acceptable. If I declare as a private means it can be accessible by for myself only. They can control whether the certain components of that class, so whatever the components we having in that class can be accessible outside of the classes. If I declare public means it can be accessible by anyone. If I declare as a private means I can access only uh, that methods. So basically we having different types of access specifier: public, private, and protected. What is public access specifier? So if I declare a class as a public means I can use anywhere outside of the class. If I declare a variable, so I told you we having the different types of variables. So I'm having the primitive variables, I'm having non-primitive variables. So whenever I'm creating a variables, that variables I can access outside of the class. So public access specifier allows the classes or the methods, whatever the methods I have created, whatever the variables I have created, it can be used anywhere. Suppose if I'm going to be here, I'm having a hello class. So what I will do means I will create a non-primitive type, string name equal to Sarita. I have created. So I'm going to creating another method. So I'm just creating a method. So what is method we will discuss in the upcoming classes. So here I have created a method. So here I'm just calling this method I'm going to calling this one. So I have made it as a public and I'm going to be calling this one. So if I run this one, you can able to see it is going to be display name as a Sarita. I'm just running this one. That is the output. I think I have closed my output visibility. I will go and see. Sorry, here I have not called this one into my main method. So that's why it will not print. I will call directly in my main method only. See here, it is showing me make it as a static. So I'm making it as a public static. So I will run it here. See, it was displayed here. Sarita is going to be displayed. So if I declare as a public means I can call it anywhere. Inside the method I can call it, or outside the method I can call it. I can call it. If I make it as a private means what I can, if I declare a variable as a private. So I will extend this one into this one, and generally how we are going to. So here I'm saying that system.out.println name. So name I have not declared here. In this class I have not declared my name. So if I run here, you can see my name is displayed. Why? Because we are going to be using outside of the class also. We can use inside the class, we can use outside the class. So now what I will do means I will create one private method. Private. I'm going timing. Just I'm going to 12 o'clock. I'm going to be using, or I can use the integer type also. Anything. So in this one, I can able to call this one time. I can able to call it. So here I'm not able to call the time here. So sorry, I have given static. So here within this class, I can able to call it. Outside the class, if I want to call it, just dot time. See here I'm getting error. So what is error? Change the visibility to protected or something. So in general terms, what I can say that public is nothing but a public booth. So everyone can come and make a call. It is a public online booth. Public booth, I can say that. And we having another one, I forgot to tell, protected. So protected is nothing but if I have used protected, it is going to be 1 hour duration. I'm going to be go. So generally public is nothing but public booth. where we can put a coin and we can call everyone. There is a no rule that only this person has to come and they have to make the call. So everyone can come and make the call. Private is nothing but my mobile phone. So I'm going to be protected. I'm going to be used for myself only. Uh, Suppose protected is there. Protected is like landline phone. It is just like as a landline phone. So in landline phone, what I can do, I can use my phone. Um, in that phone I can able to use, my family members also going to be used. Suppose if I have created it as a protected means, so here that's why it is asking me, whenever I'm changing the time, it is asking me to convert into the protected. So if I change it to the protected means I can able to call only inheritance class only, I can able to call it. If inheritance means this will become the child, this will become the parent, so I can able to call only inheritance class only. That's why. So I, protected is just like as the landline phone number which I can use, my family members also going to be used. Okay, this is nothing but the access specifier. So protected is going to be visible to access the family members within the same packages. So I'm having the package, this is within the same package I can access. If I have created the another package, I can't able to access that one. When we are going to be using this one means, mainly protected we are going to be using at the inheritance, allowing the child to the parent class. So when we are going to be using private means to encapsulation. Encapsulation means we are going to be binding the data within the class. So encapsulation is nothing but a capsule. So in capsules, all the inner substance is going to be placed inside and outside it is going to be covered. So at that time we are going to be using the private variables. So public variables, when we are going to be used, public variables we are going to be used globally anywhere in the application. Okay, these all are called as a access specifiers. So every access specifiers we are going to be declaring for the class is public. Why we have to declare a class always a public means, we declare a class as a public means that class can be visible for the all that elements. So always we can create for the class as a public, for the packages we will create as a public, for subclasses we will create as a public. So if we want to make hide any class or any method, for that one we are going to be creating as a private. Basically for the methods we will create as a private. So some applications, suppose we having the banking applications, so admin so managers can able to see all the customers details, but only the customers can see only their details. So that's why for other details we will make it as a private, only his details we will make it as a public to him. Okay, this is all we are going to be calling as a access specifiers. So access specifiers is going to be represent the visibility of our class or method. A method. Okay, so we will start with, we have discussed about the variables. So first we will go back to our primitive variables. So I will create a primitive data variables we are going to be calling as a data types. So we having the different data types. So I'm making it as a public. So we have not discussed about what is public static void. We will discuss about that one later. So I'm having a integer. So identifier A is a identifier which is going to be storing the value 12. I'm having another type which is the float, which is going to be storing the float f equals to, which is going to be storing the numerical types. So here it is giving me suggestion. So you can check it, add it as a cascading. So we have to declare it like that. Double we having double. I'm also adding numbers like this. So we will see what is the difference between the double and float. So float is also having the decimal point, double is also having the decimal point, char we having. So char is going to be accept a single character, um, characters. Next one boolean, boolean we having, so which is going to be defining as a true or false. We having other type long, short, byte we are not going to be using in the programming languages. So I want to print all these things. Yeah. So I'm going to printing all this one. If you see it here, I will move this one to here. Okay, you can see it here. Okay, so first one, I'm having the integer value. Suppose if I want to add decimal point, what it is doing, it is throwing me a error. So you have declared, but you are giving it as an integer value. So float is this. So float, what it will do means it having a 32 bytes of data. So it will round up that value after 3 digits. So double, you can see it, it will round up after 8 digits. And character, here it is going to accept only single character. Suppose if I want to give ab, it will not accept. Boolean, we can return it as a true or false. If I want to make it as a false, I can make it as a false. If I want to add any other things, it will not allow us. So only it is going to allowing true or false. So basically when we will use integer type means when we want to store a serial numbers or some account numbers which consisting of only numerical values. For the amount purposes, we are going to be storing the float values. For single characters type, we can store as a char. For checking the condition whether it is true or false, we are going to be using the boolean type. So this is nothing but the data types which we are going to be using. Okay, in tomorrow classes, we are going to be discussing what are the non-primitive types, how to use the non-primitive data types. Okay, thank you guys.